Hello everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life and welcome to Confessions of a Paper Addict. Today we are doing something really fun, or within the last couple weeks of February, and we are using a build a cut file. So we each got to request a particular scene we would like Virginia to create for us, and I chose a window seat. So I have this photo here. You can see that I'm working on getting it glued down into one of the areas where the window would be, and it is a photo of the window seat at our house, and it is an absolute favorite spot in our house. We all like to sit there, look out at the world. It faces to the street, so you can see kind of what's happening. When it snows, it's like the perfect place to be. It's really cool. Everyone loves it. And so that is what I requested, and Virginia knocked it out of the park. So the whole point of these build a cut files are that you have a base, and then there's all these other little pieces that you can add to create it and personalize it and make it fit for you. So I'll get into what I added in a little bit, but first I'm going to go ahead and finish getting this all sorted out. I pre-stitched the actual, like the shelving and the window seat itself in white. I hadn't originally planned on doing this. And if I had, what I would have done is I would have thickened the lines a little bit. So that I would have thickened the lines a little bit and pre-made my holes. Or I would have thickened the lines a bit so that as I was piercing them, it had a little bit more substance for when I was stitching. Because there's a couple places where it ripped because it was a little bit thinner, which if you're not going to be stitching is no big deal. But I was stitching, so I had to be careful. But it's all good. I was able to get everything all stitched. I stitched it in white. I love the look of white stitching on a white background. There's just something about it that it's one of my favorite things. So I go ahead and get all of that all figured out, finish up the stitching. You can see I'm showing you how I'm poking my holes there, and I have the whole base down now, and I love it. I've stitched everything except for the pillows, because the pillows I'm going to go ahead and use some of this gorgeous pattern paper. It's just scraps I had. And how I deal with this, I want these pattern papers to fit directly in where the pillows are. And I've already stitched everything down, so it's not like I can pick up the cut file and back it like you normally would. And so I just kept the innards of the cut file from when I cut it, and I glued it, making sure it was going to face the right way. I glued it onto the back of the pattern paper I was wanting to use, and then I fussy cut that out, and it fit perfectly into that spot because obviously it's meant to go there. A very easy way to do that. I did pop one of the pillows up on some fun foam, and the other one I'm going to leave flat down so there's a little bit of dimension going on. I'm going to do the same thing with the window bench kind of cushion there, and I do that one in this gorgeous little green. It's like a soft mint green, so the colors are very soft, which match my photo because my photo is very soft. It was a rainy day when I took this photo, and then I put a filter on it that makes it even softer. So I needed to keep that softness kind of going within the pattern papers that I chose. And I'm not adding a lot of color or a lot of pattern to this because that's not the point. I don't really want to do that. I want to focus in on this gorgeous cut file and everything I'm going to add on top of it. So there you go. You can see I got that down. I'm going to go ahead and now work with some of the pieces that I cut out. Now, I didn't cut everything out, but you can see in the photo that there's a teddy bear, there's a ball, there's a kitty cat you could put on the cushion, there's an open book, there's a shelving with the books on it, there's a box, there's a table, there's some plants. There's just so many things you can use to make this window seat bench just work for you and what you would be using if you were creating it. I'm going to start by using the plants. So I cut both of them out. I'm going to color them with some shimmers, 2 different shades of shimmer so that, again, you've got some dimension and different colors going on. I'm going to also cut out the base of the planter box, again, in 2 different pattern papers because, I don't know, but in my house, my planters, my pots are all different colors and different styles and stuff. And so I wanted to have that represented. And by just cutting it again, it fit perfectly, and I didn't have to worry about it or backing it or trying to color and mess up with the leaving that I did with the coloring with that. So that's how I'm going to go ahead and do that. I do back the cut file as well in the same color tone as I painted it, so that when you lay it down, you're not seeing white poke through the leaves, because that would look a little weird. But I go ahead and do that. I found this other little scrap here that has this beautiful floral. I'm just gonna put that up at the top. You can see I bordered it with a brown, which kind of, I cut a few things out with brown too, like the basket and the box that you're gonna see me place in a minute. So this brown border kind of just helps tie everything in together. The coffee mug is also brown. I placed that on the cushion because that's exactly what I do, is I sit there and I have coffee in the morning. And then a few little books and some stuff that I had in my stash that just kind of fit on the shelves and are things you would see on a bookshelf by a window seat. So that is what I go ahead and do. The rest of this layout, guys, this is basically what it looks like. I'm going to spend some time trying to figure out if I want to add anything else, where I'm going to place that little journaling block. I was struggling if I was going to have it above the photo, which is where I end up having it, but it also fit in the other shelf. And I was thinking that would be a good place to put some journaling. But in the end, I do decide that the best option is actually to have it right above the photo so that it fills in that window and that's not just a weird blank area, because it does look a little funny without it. And this is already a very simplistic layout. There's not a whole lot to it. So you have to really kind of maximize what you're doing to highlight everything that you're trying to highlight, or that I'm trying to highlight. So I'm back to these planners. Took me a couple times to get these planners actually all finished. I've backed them. I'm now going to just go ahead and fussy cut them, line them up. I don't think I put either one of them on fun foam. I do just, they've got enough dimension to them themselves. I just glued them on top of each other and went ahead and worked with that. But I love the way they look, and it's exactly what it looks like at my house. So that's perfect. I have the little inside of that one there because it's the full planter. So there's that. And now I'm going to just work on my title. I wasn't sure where I was going to go with it, what I was going to do, if I was going to call it Window Seat Love, because that was kind of my plan. But I didn't want to pull out a whole bunch of alphas and make that fit. I felt like it might clutter it. So then I just went with the simple word home because it was in this gold and I loved how that looked. I'm going to put that right down the middle, in the middle of the bench itself, and be happy with how that looks. But now, of course, I have gold and I have to figure out what to do. So you're going to see me go through some stuff and figure out how to finish off and do my final embellishing. But while you watch me do that, please make sure you head on over to Confessions of a Paper Addict, the Etsy store, and get your hands on this cut file plus all the other amazing Build-A-Cut files that are available now. And make sure you head on over to the Facebook group and hang out with us over there. It's super lively and lots of fun. You can post things that don't even have anything to do with cut files. Virginia just wants you to have a safe place to post and have fun. So make sure you head on over there. If you haven't, it's a really, really fun community over there. And be sure that you check out what everyone else has done with their own Build-A-Cut files, because we're all doing something different. All right, guys, this is it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all soon with another layout. Bye.